you all know that there's been this thing with me and the Yang Gang. We kind of went back and forth and got messy. And I want you to know the Yang Gang rose deep. I had no idea there was that many Yang Gang supporters or supporters of Andrew Yang online. Like, I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. No. You know? It's like thousands and thousands of Yang supporters, right? I was blocking people that were coming at me. It was just like, I was like Neo in the Matrix. And it was like, you know, just they would just come and I was like, they were coming from everywhere. But I'm off that now. You know, we've come to an understanding because we're grown-ups and we want the best for the country. And, we had to move beyond our differences and look at substance. And apparently Andrew Yang has a lot to offer us as far as keeping it real. Yeah, like he's got something to say. And like, we're going to call it as we see it. When it's good, we call it. When it's bad, we call it. But when it's good, we really call it. All right? So, first of all, for those who are saying, Tim Black, why are you covering Andrew Yang? Why are you warming up to Andrew Yang? I want to present you with something. Because this, my friends, matters like hell, okay? This right here matters. Check this out.
Us tonight, but I'd be remiss if I did not mention you are with us tonight, but I'd be remiss if I did not mention you were also invited on MSNBC this weekend, and you turned down that invitation and instead took to Twitter to slam the network, a decision that could be seen as risky during a Democratic primary. We're showing one of those tweets here, which reads in part, was asked to appear on MSNBC this weekend and told them that I'd be happy to after they apologize on air. What exactly do you want an apology for?
Well, Anna, Americans tuned in to the debate earlier this week, and they saw that I got called on less than any other candidate, including candidates that I'm polling higher than. And the questions I did get had virtually nothing to do with the core ideas of my campaign. And if this were an isolated incident, that would be one thing. But if you go back over the last number of months, MSNBC has literally omitted me from over a dozen fundraising and polling graphics, which it's not about me. It's about the 300,000 plus Americans who've donated to and support my campaign and the millions of Americans who know we need to rewrite the rules of the 21st century economy to work for us. Think about those people donating $10, $20 of their hard-earned money to put a candidate on the stage and then have MSNBC virtually ignore me for 32 minutes, or when they tune into MSNBC to see how we're doing in the polls, it's like I don't exist. And you can go through the records. You can see they've done it to me over and over again. And I'm not the kind of guy who takes offense easily. But at this point, you have to call it like you see it.
Yeah. Call it like you see it, Andrew Yang. Call it like you see it. This is what I'm talking about, man. Okay. We need a dividend. We need a dividend. We need every American to have the ability to be able to cut off MSNBC right now. That's right. Just cut them off, guys. Andrew Yang is 100% right. Okay. I didn't even realize that they went this far. 32 minutes. I thought it was like in the 20s. So those people who are not up to speed on exactly what Andrew Yang's talking about here, there's a graphic, right? There's a graphic of, let me see if I can pop this up real quick. Let me see if this will come up real quick. Hopefully I'll get lucky and this will be right where, because I'm using this later. Here we go. Check this out, guys. Now this is the graph, right, that Andrew Yang is referring to when he says he's not getting a fair treatment on MSNBC, that he did not get a fair treatment during the debates. Look at this. Total numbers of minutes spoken during the 5th Democratic debates. As you can see here, Andrew Yang is at the very bottom of this quantifiable quantified amount of time spoken, okay? So as you can see, he's bottom. There's 10 people, he's number 10, okay? Even Tom Steyer, who has absolutely no reason to be in this race other than he has a lot of money, even Tom Steyer spoke more than Andrew Yang. That's because he was called on more than Andrew Yang. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the reality of it. And people need to be aware of it. So Andrew Yang right now, his people, him and the Yang gang, they have a hashtag going. That hashtag is hashtag Tell the Truth, MSNBC. And the truth is that MSNBC is not treating Andrew Yang fair. It's also true they don't treat any anti-establishment or outside of the establishment candidates fair. They don't treat Tulsi Gabbard fair. They don't treat Bernie Sanders fair. As a Bernie Sanders supporter through 2015 to now, I can tell you we've always had a running issue with MSNBC. This is not new. Andrew Yang is calling it out, and what I love about it is he's calling it out. He says, on behalf of the 300,000 plus people who have donated to his campaign, those people deserve for their person that they spent money, they gave their hard-earned money to support, that they canvassed for, not just money, time, people that went out and worked on his behalf, people that have knocked on doors, made phone calls, what have you. People have done digital content. People have created memes. All those people, all the things, his staff, all the people, his wife, his kids, his wife and kids who he's away from when he's out there on the campaign trail. Why is he doing this if not to get the opportunity to be on the stage and to be able to share his ideas? So I support this all the way, guys, because I look at it like this. What they're doing to Andrew, they could do to any of us. They have done to any of us, any of our supporters, or any of our candidates. And we got to stand up and be united against this type of garbage. As a person in independent media, is one of those voices. I say clearly, loud and clear. I want to be loud and clear. We support Andrew Yang's ability to be on that stage and call it out. I was one of the first people. I called this out Thursday. The day after the debates, go back and check my videos. I was calling this out because regardless to anything we disagree on, I support his ability to speak his truth and to spread his message. The people chose Andrew Yang to be on that stage, not you, MSNBC. So you should not be biased and be what would we call being a go-between or being an arbiter of who should be able to talk. And he's also right. When he did get a chance to talk, they were asking him crazy questions. Crazy questions. Questions like, what would you say to Russia if you get elected? What the hell does that got to do with this campaign? MSNBC, you should apologize to this man. You should apologize more so to his supporters, to all of his fans, to all of his donors, all the people that donated, and apologize to your viewing audience for not giving them a fair hearing of all the candidates in this race. So that's the first thing. I think we made that clear how we feel about that. But there's more to this story. Check this out. So Andrew Yang has said, okay, I want a formal apology. You embarrass me and disrespect me publicly? Well, publicly you should have to apologize. Yeah, I want you to suck it up and apologize to the whole world, you cretins. Yeah, you want to be out here showing your butt, showing off. Well, you know what? Publicly, you should be able to be contrite and apologize. Say, I'm sorry for being such a scumbag. I'm sorry that I don't know how to treat people. I'm sorry that I'm biased to Joe Biden and Amy Klobuchar and Robot Man Pete Buttigieg. Check this out.
Is right on the money. What I'm concerned about is
Us tonight, but I'd be remiss if I did not mention you were with us.
No, you would not be remiss. So, here we go. New. A person at MSNBC familiar with the matter told me that the network issued a private apology to Andrew Yang this weekend regarding their coverage. However, a spokesman for the Yang Gang said the network hasn't been in touch. Says Mike Bress at the D.C. Examiner. And I don't know who he talked to at the Yang, Team Yang. I don't even know what they call the team, if they call it Team Yang or not. But Andrew Yang responded to this himself. He said, I can guarantee you that there has been no apology. Yeah, Andrew Yang want to make sure you know that there's been no apology, Johnson. Yeah, MSNBC is too, they're too haughty. They're very haughty. They're too big to have to apologize to Andrew Yang. He's such a fringe candidate, polling at like 6-8% or something. That's real fringe. That's right there with Buttigieg, who butt they kiss all the time. Right there, it's past Kamala, who they continue to. I can't say that. They don't give her as much love as they used to. Well, she's fallen out of contention, so to speak. We'll talk more about her later on in the show, but the point is MSNBC, very arrogant. Very arrogant. They have not apologized for this. I mean, it's in black and white, guys. You saw the numbers. The guy's polling well. He qualified for the debates. He gets the least amount of time. And I don't want to hear, he needs to fight to speak. I didn't hear Amy Klobuchar fighting to speak. Oh, he needs to be more assertive. I didn't see where Elizabeth Warren was being assertive. No, people call on you, and then you're given an opportunity. Like, don't play stereotypical nonsense with me. The man is on the stage. Call on the man. Give the man an opportunity to talk. I feel the same way if it was a woman. In fact, if it was a woman, I doubt you would be treating the woman like this because you don't want the backlash. And if it was a black person, you wouldn't want to get get called out for racism. Well, Andrew Yang is a person of color, right? So you would think that they would be sort of conscientious of that. I don't know. Or is that identity politics? I mean, why are they really, guys, why are they marginalizing this guy? I'll go on to recommend Andrew Yang. I've interviewed 2 presidential candidates, Marianne Williamson and Andrew Yang. It's not like I haven't tried to interview others. So I'm going to the bat for the fact that Andrew took time out to come on my show. That Marianne Williamson took time out to come on my show. They weren't too big. They weren't like, oh, who is this guy? Who's this bald-headed fellow? I don't know. Get out of here. Get him out of here. No, he came on the show. We talked for like 40 minutes. Marianne Williamson, same thing. So these people are not arrogant, full of themselves, self-centered bastards. MSNBC, you owe this man an apology. You should do that forthright. You should do that, and you should correct your ways and stop with the BS of omitting him in surveys, omitting him in literature, digital content that you put out to the world. All of this matters, particularly to an upstart candidate who's trying to spread his message. Now, some of you probably say, Tim Black, you've really changed. Is that you, Tim Black? Or did they come get you, Johnson? Did someone kidnap you, or did a doppelganger take your spot, or have you been have scanners or somebody taking over your body? Because you don't sound at all like you were sounding before, Tim Black. You sound totally different about Andrew Yang. Well, you know what? Because I saw this today. Yeah, I saw this today, guys. Check out what I saw.
And it's because we have a system that's designed not to maximize our health and well-being. It's a system designed to maximize revenue on the part of private insurers, device companies, drug manufacturers.
Andrew Yang proposes setting prices for medical services and moving doctors to salaries rather than fees. He supports Medicare for all who want it, a public option that he says will create competition.
The fact is we don't have a genuinely competitive market right now in the healthcare industry for a variety of reasons. And this is a way to introduce competitive pressures in a real way.
If these changes are going to be made, what will the bill be to the American taxpayer?
Well, that's the joy of it, Harry, is that right now, if you start at a point where we're spending 18% of GDP, which we are, almost $4 trillion, to worse results than other countries, you can almost not help but save money.
More access with lower cost. Andrew Yang's healthcare solution. Harry Smith, NBC.
Yeah. Andrew Yang. He went on the record, and he had to tell the interviewer that he supports Medicare for all but a public option. That was very honest of him, very forthcoming, and hey, man, that's all I've ever wanted is to keep the distinctions there, and he's making the case for his own, healthcare plan. So I admire that. I support that, and that was my only issue with Andrew Yang as it pertains to his candidacy. I mean, I just, hey, I got to call it out, but I'm proud of him, and I respect the hell out of the move. So that's me speaking for myself. That's how I feel about it. Here at the Wolfpack, we respect honesty. And in a campaign that's ripe and wrought with people, with various candidates doing chicanery and smooth talk and political speak, it's good to have somebody just call it out and keep it real about what they stand for and what they support. So big time support, big ass dap, and much love to the Yang Gang for that, and Mr. Yang himself. Thank you. Makes me feel good. Do right by this man, MSNBC. Don't make me have to come holler at you in person. We could sort of like dedicate more time to like bashing MSNBC. Remember, guys, the hashtag is Tell the Truth MSNBC, and I think there's a boycott MSNBC as well. So yeah, let's get involved. I want to call for every Bernie Sanders supporter to get involved. Look, they did this to us in 2016, and they're still doing it to us. Negative coverage is what Bernie gets for the most part from MSNBC. We need to call them out and hold them accountable. This is not just an Andrew Yang versus MSNBC situation. Andrew Yang says they need us. We don't need them, and he's right. They don't. We don't need them, right? We got independent media, and we can go other places. So we need to hold them accountable, guys. So once again, all Bernie Sanders supporters, if you love your brother Tim Black, if you respect me, if at any time I've ever put a smile on your face or informed you, kept you up to date, let's give Andrew Yang our support on this, and let's get behind it because we need to hold them accountable. As you notice, Andrew Yang's he's not saying fake news, fake news, fake news, but he's saying stop being biased. Give me a fair shake. And I think he's earned it. Hey, Johnson, know what I've noticed? Most people don't check their email. But you know what they do check? Text messages. So I've started the Tim Black Wolfpack VIP Text Club. All you got to do is text cornbread to code 21,000 and you can opt in. What you're going to get if you opt into the Tim Black Wolfpack VIP Text Club, well, you're going to get updates on everything that we're doing. You're going to know all the special offers we got going on. If I'm going to be on the show, if I'm going to have a special guest, you'll know everything. You'll be a VIP. So do it today. Text cornbread, one word, to 21,000. See you on the next one, Johnson. Do it today. Peace.